Roblox 2025, I don't even know where to start. It's been the worst year for Roblox so far. None, and I mean none of the games that were supposed to make this the best year even came close to releasing. Yeah, believe it or not, there was a time when everyone thought 2025 was gonna be the year for Roblox. But now, we're right back to where we were last year, hoping this time the games will come out next year. Except next year now means 2026. And let's be honest, these devs are not making GTA 6. They can't afford to delay a game for a year or even years and somehow still keep the hype alive. But we're letting it happen anyway because there's literally nothing on the platform right now. Now, not all hope is lost. We still have Rune Slayer, at least until the devs decide to close it again for another 6 months because the player count isn't bigger than last time. Change the whole dev team too because everyone gave up on the game and leave one dev to push the update alone and probably shut the game while they're working on it because they want to hype the re-release. We also have Rell Seas, which is very likely to drop this year and I think it actually will, but the problem is when? December? Like bro, it was supposed to release last December. How do you go from December 2024 to December 2025? Why even say 24 in the first place? Now I get it, things came out, they had to rework the game for copyright, maybe make it better overall, that's fine, but some devs just ghost the entire community, disappear for a year and come back with a Discord announcement, cooking in silence with a mewing emoji and drop a 4-second raw blender animation. Like, who are we fooling, guys? We know dang well nothing's been worked on. If I were a dev, I'll say straight up, I would not even think of making anything close to an RPG, not even a Benny beater. I'd be making Draw Mayonnaise because that game I know is getting hella players their money. As a matter of fact, I'd drop Grow Mayonnaise, never update it, then copy the map and scripts, and boom, draw LeBron. That might genuinely be the method. I'm for real thinking of starting doing that. And that right there says everything about the current state of Roblox. We went from games being made for the player base to games being made for the payout. So let's go over everything I remember that actually came out this year, because right now Roblox is really making me want to kick my PC. So I'm starting a little later in the year because I want this video to be focused on what's happening recently. This year we got a game called Ninja Time, and I don't know which Roblox gods allowed this game to hit 80k players when even Rune Slayer, which has its downsides, is still eons better, can't even pull 20k consistently. I'm not making this up. Ninja Time was bottom of the barrel. During the day it had 80k players, then at night it dropped to 16k. Like, what are we talking about here? When I played the game, they literally forced me to run across the entire map every time I talked to an NPC just to do some mid-arc quest. Like it or not, it was straight up Benny beating, with, and I kid you not, the worst combat system I've ever touched. It was just throwing hands, a couple low quality jutsu slapped in there, and that's it. And don't even get me started on the game passes. This game was monetized hard. Thankfully and honestly rightfully so, it's now sitting at 1k players. Moving on, we've got a game where the players have an ego like they're LeBron himself, both in-game and real life. The game is Basketball Zero. I kid you not, 90% of its players probably touched a basketball for the first time ever inside this game, and now they're all toxic about beating me. It's like they could hit full court time stop shots in real life or something, and don't even say you're just bad at the game, because every single one of them refuses to pass, plays greedy as hell, and when they lose the ball, which they probably will, because they're busy trying to be LeBron and cross the whole court by themselves, they immediately start flaming their teammates and wasting no time cussing out someone's mom. Now, it's a good game, I don't really have anything against it, but let's be honest, if that first Blue Lock game didn't drop and pull 300k players, this one and probably every other anime sports game like Haikyuu Legends wouldn't even exist, to be honest. You're not ready for this next game because this one, it destroys all-time records every single week. There's an update. As of today, while I'm making this video, this game just pulled a whopping 21 million concurrent players. That's more than any game that's ever existed. More than Fortnite, which peaked at 40 million during the Travis Scott event. More than GTA 5, more than Minecraft, more than literally anything you can name. This one Roblox game is now number 1. So what do you do in this groundbreaking, record-shattering experience? You buy garden seeds, plant them, sell them, and buy better seeds. That's it. Now, when this game had around 17k players, I'll admit it, it was kinda interesting. I'd never seen fruits grow in real time and offline. Cool concept. But you know how when a meme blows up and then Mr. Beast does it, it stops being funny. That's exactly what happened to me with Grow a Garden. Now, every time I see grown-ass people getting hyped over some pollinated rainbow cherry blossom seed or whatever, it makes me wanna, like, bro, calm down, go outside, do some push-ups. And I just know 99% of Grow a Garden YouTubers aren't actually enjoying the game. They're just getting hyped on camera because the views are insane, and Grow a Gardeners are all going along with it. I'm not even gonna get deep into the botting allegations, but how do you explain this? The game sits around 1.9 million players 24/7, then randomly before I wake up it shoots up to 20 million and magically drops back to 1.9 million the second I log in. Like, where did they all go? Did 18 million people just vanish into the shadow realm? Like, bro, they gotta be botting in India and the Philippines or something, because there's no way that kind of spike is legit. The next game on this list is basically a sanctuary for type soul players who just can't let go. Like, they need a replacement, so they ended up on Ghoul. I didn't even want to try this game at all, but I hopped on for like 10 minutes and what I saw was just sad. It's literally a dark city with trash lighting, no map detail, no immersion. There's literally posters all over the place, but if you look for even 2 seconds, you'll notice it's just one single poster duplicated and getting spammed across the entire map. I'm also convinced that they only modeled 2 buildings, copy and pasted them all in a line to make it look like there's effort, when really they barely touched the map design. And don't even ask me about progression, just forget about it. It's a quest board with like 2, maybe 3 different quests on it. The only reason people will even play this game is PvP, because it's a 1-to-1 clone of Type Soul PvP. I'm not even lying. Personally, I'm not a Type Soul glazer. I can live just fine without a scuffed clone. There's literally zero incentive for me to keep playing this game. But if you play for PvP, I can kinda understand it. The next game I'm gonna talk about is a whole movie. This thing became bigger than Bloxburg overnight. Right now it's constantly sitting at 500,000 players. And I'm not even gonna say, oh, you probably expect this game to be amazing, because let's be honest, none of us do at this point. The entire premise is just Italian Brainrot. What has Roblox degraded to? I remember when Bloxburg was the #1 game, which, don't get me wrong, is far from great, but at least you actually did something. Every other game back then was a clone of Bloxburg, Banny Beaters. You also had GPO, King Legacy, and Project Slayers. And yeah, I'll say it again, most of those games weren't even that good. But at least when you play those games, your brain was actually doing something. The atoms and neurons, whatever it is, was actually moving in your brain. But now, the only thing going on in your brain if you play this game is photosynthesis. I'm not even lying. The game I'm talking about is none other than still a Brainrot. The first time I played this game, it had about 20k players. It was a fun little mess around game. I figured I'd play for a few hours, troll a bit, steal some kids' most valuable Brainrot gods, whatever that even means, and forget it existed. I actually stole a lot of Brainrot gods, which made a lot rage quit probably, but I fully expected the game to either die out or just hover around a small cult audience. No, now it has 500k players every single day. Like, what are we doing, gang? This is not the Roblox I know. I know this wasn't even that long ago, but I'm already feeling nostalgic for Project Slayers and Shinto Life. There was real fun in those games. It felt like you were actually in the anime. This is Roblox now, and this is Roblox then. On to a game that released pretty recently, Chasms. You probably haven't heard of this one, it's not that popular, but it dropped about a month ago. The premise is actually interesting. You head into a dungeon with your party, mine gold, coal and other resources, then make your way to the dungeon boss, and if you beat it, you leave with everything you collected. If not, your loot gets split in half. Now, what kills the game for me is the combat. It's just not good. And the fact that there's barely any content right now, there's only one class by the way, is also bad. But I'll give it credit compared to the state of most games right now, it's not terrible. Still, I don't think I'm ever play it again. This next one's gonna be controversial. It's the worst Demon Slayer game to ever hit Roblox, and to make things worse, it's a Battlegrounds game. Like seriously, who keeps asking for more Battlegrounds? We already have enough that are doing well, but this one, it's not even close to the ones we already have. The game I'm talking about is Mugen. It dropped today while I'm recording this, and it had open testing like a week or 2 ago. And when I played it, it was genuinely awful. First off, it's a Battlegrounds, already an L for me. Second, it's not even a good one. You just spam and spam abilities non-stop against 3 other people at the same time. There's no skill whatsoever, no pairing, no blocking. There's literally nothing that I've seen. Just flashy VFX and button smashing. It's been hyped up like crazy, I don't know why. Probably one of those TikTok bait games where they just show cool animations and make it look like an actual game. I bet like 80% of the people hyped for this didn't even realize it was just another Battlegrounds game. I bet there was people who thought this was gonna be like another Project Slayers. Somehow it has 20k players right now. I don't know how. Maybe people like the extra fast movement or the flashy abilities, but I think it's trash. It's not the worst game we've had this year though. Trust me, there's a lot worse. Okay, that was a lot of slop games, but now we're getting to actual games. The ones I would probably not judge you for playing. This year we got Heian, a Jujutsu Kaisen game mixed with Deep Woken. And I think Deep Woken is one of the few real games left on the platform. The reason why Heian is decent is because it has pairing, and that already makes the combat better than 90% of other anime games. It's M1 and parry focused, and that's actually good. The combat is actually fun, not gonna lie. What I don't like about the game is the progression. It's not the worst, at least it's not some copy and paste quest board, but you literally can't queue up with a party, and there's barely anything to do. There are like 3 quests. It's beat up some bandits, fight 4 curses, and repeat. There's literally nothing else that I've seen. Also, the game is not really beginner friendly. When I started playing it, it did not tell you anything about how to level up or get abilities or any of that. Also, the map kinda feels closed for some reason, I don't know why. The biggest issue is that the game doesn't explain anything to you when you just start, and that's very bad for anime RPGs because most Roblox players aren't going to search YouTube for a guide. They'll literally just quit the game. That's why games like Steal a Brainrot and Grow a Garden pull so many players. It's because they're simple and they guide you like you're 5. Anime RPG devs need to realize Roblox players aren't loyal. If your game confuses them even for a second, they're out, and they'll play something where they're constantly being told what to do. That's why Rune Slayer, even after all the hype, peaked lower than expected. Same thing or even worse could happen to Heian when it actually releases. Overall, Heian has a lot of potential, but if they don't fix progression and kinda open up the map, it'll end up worse than Rune Slayer, slowly rotting like 20k players. Now on to the next game, and this one was a massive disappointment for everyone who was patiently waiting for its release. I'm talking about Rune Slayer. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually really like Rune Slayer. The pairing is good, the combat is solid, PvE is fun. Most of what the game had before this update was actually good. But when they dropped the Tundra update, that was not good, I'ma just say it. The number one thing I was excited for, the only thing I really cared about, was dungeons. They literally said there would be dungeons in the game. They had me hyped because I could just run them over and over again and never get bored if they were good. But guess what? There's no dungeons in the game whatsoever. Like what? That was the one thing I was looking forward to. That's already a massive L. So at that point I'm thinking, okay, maybe the new Tundra and beach areas will make up for it. But no, they're terrible. They added maybe 4 or 5 new mobs and most of them don't even have quests tied to them. So there's literally no incentive to fight them. You just walk around and ignore the NPCs. That's literally what you can do. The map itself looks bad too. It's not immersive at all and doesn't even feel like it fits with the rest of the Rune Slayer world. Just out of place. And the level cap raised from 40 to 50. This is a PvE game. Honestly, I can max out a slot fast. A 10 level raise after 6 months? That's literally nothing. I was expecting at least level 70 bare minimum. What were they thinking? The people who log in, grind for a couple hours, hit max level and then just leave after waiting for 6 whole months. The new samurai class is alright, nothing crazy. At this point, I'm honestly wondering if devs even play their own update because it is not that good in my opinion. The next game is Jump Stars and it's basically Brawl Stars but with anime characters and on PC. Now I'll be real, I don't really see the appeal of Brawl Stars in 2025. I used to be playing it back when it first dropped, but now it just feels like one of those games I grew out of. Mobile games in general don't hit the same anymore, and let's be honest, playing some of them just straight up drains your aura. It's basically a one-to-one clone of Brawl Stars, just reskin with anime characters. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not trying to hate, just not for me, to be honest. Last game on this list, and yes, I had to stretch the video a bit for this and the previous one, since both dropped on the same exact day while I was making this video, but I couldn't leave this one out. This game's called Absolvement, a dungeon-based parry combat game. I played it for a few hours, and honestly, it's a solid game, but it's also got some issues. The main one is repetition. The dungeons start feeling the same fast. Same layout, same enemies, and even when you go deeper into higher layers, the difficulty doesn't scale much. And whether you're solo or in a squad, it kinda feels like the game doesn't really adjust. Now on the plus side, it's got pairing, massive W, and it's not brain rotted. It definitely has potential, but what it's lacking is variety. Anyways, tell me in the comments what you think about the state of Roblox. I basically hate on every single game that's out. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you all in the next one.